Hey guys. So this is my second time doing this. The first time I did it, people didn't start laughing until I got to the really fucking offensive stuff. So I'm just going to launch straight into that. So I lost a debate to my friend the other day. We were talking about the nature of morality, and they were explaining to me how morality is just kind of subjective. You know, it's all down to the individual. There's no sort of scientifically defined right and wrong. And I was like, surely that's not true. I mean, some things are just straight up bad, right? Like nobody thinks pedophilia is okay, right? And she was just like, yeah, I mean, apart from pedophiles. And I was just like, yeah, you got me there. That's a good point. Well, what about genocide? I mean, you know, like, if there's a genocide happening, we'd all say it's wrong, right? Let's move on from that. Actually, let's not. Let's stay on that for a second. So last weekend I went to a protest for Palestine, and I brought a friend along who doesn't really watch the news. She just had nothing better to do. And she looked at me at one point and was just like, I just got a little question. Where's all the eye candy? And I was just like, excuse me? And she was just like, well, you know what, like, I reckon, you know how they have the groups, like Gays for Gaza, you know? I reckon we should set up a group that's just exclusively hot guys, you know, and just like, you know, just draw some eye candy, get some more eyeballs on the cause, you know? And I was like, yeah, look, I don't think penis for Palestine has a future. So no, I reject that. And then she was like, well, I mean, it wouldn't just have to be guys; it could be girls as well. You know, just have some like half-naked like girls going around drawing more eyeballs. And I was like, so pussy for Palestine? That's interesting. You now have my attention. So yeah, I'm a pretty terrible person. Subjected me. I actually found out recently I'm worse than I thought. I was talking to another friend, and they asked me if I've ever cheated on anyone, and I said no, of course I fucking haven't. That's so awful, you know. That's something only scumbags do, you know. And then she was just like, well, I mean, I was like, I would never get with someone else when I'm in a relationship. Just wouldn't do it. And she was like, well, you know, cheating isn't just getting with someone else, you know, like, if you like, secretly messaging a girl you find hot, you know, and your partner doesn't know, then that's also cheating. And I was just like, okay, let me reevaluate. Yeah, I have cheated on every single partner I've ever had, for sure. Yeah, sorry about that. One thing I'm jealous of the Māori community is that there's not many. But one that I am is that they get to talk about their ancestors a lot, and you know, tell some really cool stories. We even saw a little bit of it tonight, and so basically, I would love, you know, they'll tell stories about like, oh, my ancestors came from Hawaii, you know, and like they travelled here on the walk, and I'm like, fuck, that's actually really cool, you know, I wish I could tell something similar. And I would love to do that same thing, but see, I'm German. Yeah, and I've never actually confirmed that I'm descended from Nazis. I just can't imagine how the conversation with my grandma would go. You know, it's like, hey, Umi, random question. You know, your parents were they part of the Nazi party? You know, I'm just imagining her just being like, why do you wish to know this information? Don't worry, I don't care, I really don't care, it's fine. And I mean, what would that story be like, you know? Like, yeah, so my ancestors, they started off in a European country, just sort of next door to Poland, popped up to Scandinavia, you know, headed down to, you know, Belgium. They're kind of all around Europe, really. And then they just decided, well, let's just go home, you know? That's the whole story. Yeah. So yeah, I'll finish on this. So I don't like male feminists, and there's a good reason for it. Nothing against feminism. It's just every like friend I have that's a man that's very passionate about feminism has turned out to be like a sex pest. And the funny thing is that the interesting thing is like my much more conservative friends Like, and I don't have many, but my much more conservative friends, they've all turned out to be sex pests as well. So the thing is what I want you to take away from this set is, that Matt guy, yeah, sure, he might be, a rude, sort of misogynistic, cheating Nazi descendant. But, at least he wasn't a feminist. Thank you.